friends, today I'm playing with, there are so many, let me preface this by saying there are so many different color swatch sheets and color mixing charts and color wheels that you can do. To me, they're just fascinating and they're kind of fun. Today I'm going to make one, this is just a particular one you could do. And what I'm going to create here is a mix of red and blue. And just to note, because I did that live the other day on cool and warm biases, so this one is going to be a cool bias. And I'm going to start with red here, which actually the cool red is like a rose. I'm going to use the rose in my Mylang palette. And then the opposite of that, the cool blue, I'll be using, let me take a peek real quick. I think it's a fresh blue. But you could use, you know, any of those cool cerulean or any of the cool blues you have. And I do this so that I can see right in the middle, it's going to be a 50-50 mix. So 50 Quin rose or rose, 50 of your cool blue. And then right here, maybe 75% blue, 25% rose, and vice versa on the other side. So they're kind of fun to do. Number one, just because they're fun. And number two, it kind of gives you the different variations of the two colors. I'll start first with my rose. That color, you know, we all love this color. It's so pretty. And this is just 100% rose. I like playing with these because I can kind of see what the different color mixes are. And then on the far left, I'm going to put my blue, which, let me see here, hold on. I think I'm actually going to use, it's this one right next to your light sky blue, so that might even be a sky blue. I don't have my swatch in front of me. So that is definitely a cool blue. Both the primaries, a cool red and a cool blue. Now what I'm going to do is, as I move to the left, remembering in the middle is going to be an equal amount of both. 50 Quin Rose, 50 Fresh Blue. So right here what I'm going to do, and by the way, I just drew these little circles. You could even use that little swatch. I just used this, but you could also use that swatch stamp that I share with you a lot. So adding in my blue, and then to that I will add in 75%. So predominantly I'm adding in that pink. Now you might have to play with these a little bit because it's really just up to you to kind of navigate that, like how much, but for the most part, this is about 75%. I hope you can see that. As it dries, it'll get a little lighter. It's, let me lift a little bit of that out of there so you can kind of see the hue, which is another good practice I do a lot of times, is having a lighter and darker value. I could have done that right here too, just so you could see the lighter value of that color. So right here, I'm just using a thirsty brush and lifting some of that out. So you can kind of see that transition from dark to light. By the way, I'm painting right now the favorite time of my day, which is what they call that golden hour. I love it. So you can see some of my shadows and things here. So there is the values. I'm hoping, let's see if I can lighten that up a bit. There we go. So you can kind of see the color values. Then this one will be predominantly the blue. And then I'll add in 75% of that Quin Rose. And you could always mix these in your palette first, but I love mixing on my paper. So it's similar to this one, but hopefully you can see this one is definitely bluer. I'm going to lift some of that so you can see. I'd say for me, this one is what I would call violet, and this one is more of a red purple or red violet. Now in the middle, we're going to create completely, let me pull my camera down so you can see. And in the middle, we will do equal amounts of both. But look at how different, yet very similar, the colors really are. Some of our blue. There we go. And play with it and see, you know, if you can get that 50-50. I mean, it's really just kind of a visual thing. But this is going from our blue. Sorry for that shadow there. The sun really started to come through that window. It's actually kind of a good thing because you can see this. Let me move this. There we go. That was my water dish. So you've got this blue, and then I add a little bit, 25% of the red, and you get this bluish purple. This is definitely in between 50-50. And then we get into kind of a red violet, and then our red or our Quin. So it's kind of a fun little experiment to do. You could do this with values, starting with maybe your darkest value here of a color, and then moving over and getting lighter and lighter and lighter. Let me grab my stamp. These are some of the fun things that I like to do because I can really kind of play and experiment with colors. We could do this with maybe one of the other primaries, yellow and blue. So just like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, same. And then just practice. I had to move my water. Let's just practice. So we've got a green here. And the first green I'm laying down is 100%. That is pure green. And then if I add a little water to that, so now it's about, and this, to me, this really takes a bit more practice because you're finding that this is maybe 75% pigment and 25% water. And now we'll go, I'll just rinse my brush a little bit more. And now we're maybe 50 water, although it looks like I could add a little bit more. I'm trying to get to 50 water, 50 pigment. And then the next one, I just add a little bit more water. And it just really helps you to see the different values. And then our very lightest, right here, is going to be 75% water, 25% pigment. So that's a value swatch, which I think, you know, practice these and get used to how much water and how much pigment that you need for these, and make the middle whatever you're mixing, like 50% and 50%. So here again, I started with my cool red, my cool blue, and it may be a little hard to see, I'm sorry for that, is 75% red, 25% blue. The middle is 50-50, just like here, 50% water, 50% paint. And then 75%, just the same as this, but flip-flopped, 75% blue and 25% pink. And then this is just the true blue. It would be really fun to do this too with, this is a cool bias, to do a warm bias right here. I kind of ran out of room here, but that would be really fun to see the different colors. Matter of fact, I'm going to do that as soon as I end here, and you can really see the difference between those purples that you can achieve with the cool bias pigments or the warm bias pigments. I will link here that live video I did, and I'll show this again. I also, in my community page, showed the My Lane colors. A year ago or so, I bought this because I was working with a color wheel, and this, I thought it was kind of cool, brilliant actually. Daniel Smith sells the primary colors. You get 6. 3 are cool, so a rose, new gamboge for the warm yellow. I'm sorry, the, hold on. You get Hansa yellow. They don't have them in order here. That's interesting. Hansa yellow for the light, the cool yellow, phthalo blue, and then Quinn rose. How funny that they put them that way. But, and then for your warm primaries, they gave you French ultramarine, new gamboge, which I actually like yellow ochre even better, and scarlet. So you can make almost any color with this little set. But I also gave you the other day in the community post the colors that you could use from your My Lane for warm and cool. So I hope this was fun for you. I love doing things like this, and I think it's really great practice, especially for beginners, to get used to working with watercolors, mixing watercolors, and you'll get really good at being able to achieve those colors, getting familiar with the colors. So this was a value scale, and this was just mixing primaries. All right, everybody, I hope you have fun, and I hope you get to play a lot. Maybe share with me some of the charts and little experiments and practices like this that you enjoy. And you know, we can all find some more fun things to do to help us make it fun to learn the color wheel, primaries, cool bias, values, all of those fun things that we will eventually work up to learning more about composition. All right, have fun, happy painting, and as always, thank you for being here with me in our little community.